feel like he's dominating, or maybe dominating, but ultimately in this match he ain't got to be good for just 3 legs. He's got to be brilliant for 3 legs.
One of the key aspects of Kevin Doets' game is the fact that he's had more 140s after playing 2 rounds than anybody in this tournament. They're going to have to show up today, and it looks like it has in the first leg here. 164 after 9, 2 small 20s to start.
Well, he's one of these that we feel that's going to follow in the footsteps of Mike de Decker, isn't it, and become a, you know, one of the younger first-time winners. He is the part of that next generation.
And it's a generation we can get excited about. Ratajski with a ton to leave 98. Doets on 112. Big 20 to start. Looking for the 60 and doesn't get it. 2 singles to start the combination. Make that 3.
Yeah, when Ratajski's on his metal, the metal being tungsten, he knocks these about with relative ease. Treble 18's the shot. Gets it. Double 12. There we go.
Mr. Reliable strikes again. It's only an 18 darter, but it's a wonderful check out at the end of 98.
Well, he's dangled the carrot there for a potential break for Doets, and that's what he does to you. You think, oh, just give me a moment, or give me a miss, or give me a chance. Listen, the elite guys, they can handle him, but those that are similar in performance level will always struggle with him because he's unflappable.
They talk about No Limit Texas Hold'em as the ultimate swing game. The ups and the downs, you can put all the chips in, you can even check or fold. In a World Championship career, you take someone like Joe Cullen, for instance. Think about the swings that he's had over the last 4 or 5 seasons. The ups, the downs, the disappointments, the massive adrenaline spikes when something good happens. And in his last match, leg 10, he has a 170 to take it all the way, and then 2 minutes later he's out.
Yeah, that's what you call a swing, isn't it? Certainly in emotion, my goodness. But as we've already discussed, Nico, he's got lots to take away from this year's Worlds. Considering the last 12 months he's had, he should use that as a positive driving force for 2025.
I like the way you put that, positive driving force. That's what I'm going to say when referencing Cullen at the start of 2025. And we aren't that far away from the start of 2025. We will crown the first world champion of the year on January the 3rd in the world. We crowned the first world champion of the decade with Peter Wright back in 2020. 152 for Doets is not going to go. Just like his previous combination shot in leg 1, he starts with 60 via 3 20s to leave 92. With Ratajski on 42, it will be 10 double 16, and consider against Sunday, he might do it twice.
And that's what Ratajski does, isn't it? This is typical Ratajski darts. In it goes, 15 dart, breaker throw, and there's a stat here, Nico, right? Now, although he's it Doets, is it twice? No. Well, 17 more 140s than Ratajski. Ratajski's troubleless visits in the tournament so far, 22. 43 for Kevin Doets. Talk about reliability.
57.
Yeah, I think you're going to get a bad visit from Krzysztof in this match of 60, but not very often. This one's not going to be troubleless. Starts with a 140 in leg 3 of the first set. He's 2-0 up and backs up his 140 score with another. Doets doesn't look like he's going to catch the pole in this first set. This first set is proving what you said about the reliability of Doets, not of Krzysztof.
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, I thought this match had 6 sets in it. I expect Doets to average around 90. But it will only last 6 sets if he does. If he continues to average around low 80s, this will be over in a blink of an eye.
That 180 could be a moot point. He's left 2 180s, Kevin Doets, but Ratajski's already on 1-2-1. Plodding away, doing his thing, scoring 25 with his first 2 darts, which is not what he wanted. 45 leaves 76, but he will be back.
A rare, troubleless visit.
Krzysztof taking a sip of water from the left-hand table. They get their own table these days, Mace. We don't know about that.
Well, you can get bottles of water. We got warm puddle water back in the day.
Double top for the set for Krzysztof, the number 31 seed. Misses just underneath and to the right. So Doets needing 160 to save set 1. First start in the treble 20, needs another. Second one, small 1. And then ironically he gets a treble 20 with dart 3 to leave 39.
Always the way.
Double 10 for set number 1 for the Pole. Misses left, about a centimetre and a half, but double 5 has missed drastically high. Set dart 4 is found. A really good dart from Krzysztof. And he takes the first set by 3 legs to 0, averaging 88.41, meaning he's thrown 51 darts in that first set, and it's good enough to make sure that Doets doesn't get a shot at a double, he doesn't get a leg, and of course, he doesn't get the set. Let's talk about that first game of the day, Mace, on our talkSPORT YouTube darts channel. Hello to everybody who's tuning in today. Thank you for your company. But it is fair to say that Jeffrey de Graaf was much better than Paulo Nebreda today, and you and I were quite disappointed with the way that Paulo played.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll talk you through my bets for the day, or my tips for the day. I looked at this, right, and I looked at the seasonal numbers of Nebreda, which are just about 86.4-ish, well, 86.04 to be exact. They actually put up a bet, Nebreda over 86.5, because they're looking at that figure, right, of 86. Well, that's a figure in surroundings of similar ability. He's playing a guy in Jeffrey de Graaf who, listen, beat most people's at least semi-final pick in Gary Anderson, and in that match Jeffrey de Graaf averaged nearly 96. And what will happen in that scenario is it will drag your average up. You're not getting embroiled in legs that are ending up in 19, 20, 21 darts. So for Nebreda to average just 83 in that match, that was well below par. That's a mile off of his seasonal numbers, and I'm not sure he dealt with that long break particularly well. The gaps in between Jim Williams, who he beat in round 1 with a 86-63 ironically, and then Ross Smith 3-0 with a 91-07, they were fairly, they were within a few days of each other, and I'm not sure that downtime may have sorted him, Nico. What say you?
Yeah, it's a fascinating point, because some people who haven't even won a game here before, they don't know the complexities of having to come back to play again in the same year. Now, Paulo's playing in his 3rd World Championship here, but now that it's over, he can take the experience of playing first game to second game to having the big break and then playing the 3rd game, and if he qualifies again next year, he'll be more equipped.
Yeah, and he's got to find some way of occupying those windows with you don't go sightseeing. If I ever played in a championship in a part of the world that I wanted to visit, I'm there to play darts. I'm not sightseeing. I'm finding out where can I go, where is there a dart, like a proper darts bar or darts pub. What are the other players doing? Who do I know that I can get hold of that wants a practice session in between? I'm not wandering off. When I was playing in World Championships, I was firing in, playing and firing out. He doesn't have that. Obviously, he doesn't have the opportunity to do that because he lives in the Philippines. But I literally be going, right, where is there a darts bar? I'm going to go and book an hotel, buy there. I'm going to contact who you got in there, who wants to play a couple of best of 7 and a couple of best of 9 setters.
Jeffrey de Graaf through to the last 16 now. He has overtaken Robert Owen in the world rankings, and Robert now needs to win tonight to retain his tour privileges for 2025. But just how impressive was it that de Graaf was able to finish 3 of the 4 sets he won with legs of 13, 13 and 10 at the end.
The 10, wasn't it? That was a big, I was praying for him to get the 9. That would have been an amazing start to the afternoon, especially for Cancer, and of course one lucky punter who would have walked away with 60 grand. Yeah, listen, we've seen a lot of Jeffrey over the years. I like him. I'm a big fan. Listen, it's going to be a tough ask for him next round, that's for sure. And he's up against it. The big thing is now tonight for Robert Owen, isn't it?
Indeed. Robert Owen playing tonight.
He spoke to us on talkSPORT and said, I'm 99 point, what did he say, 5?
Come back and tell me when it's 100%, Robert. That's the only advice that I gave him at the time. But
well, you know all about it, Nico.
Yeah, I know more than most. Ricky Evans against Robert Owen will be the first game live on talkSPORT 2 tonight with Mark Wilson, myself and Chris Mason. Johnny Clayton against Gezi Price will start round 4. It will remain best of 7 sets. Humphries against Peter Wright tonight. What's not to love about that game? Because things have been a rather spicy meatball over the last couple of days.
Yeah, Peter Wright doing it again, getting all Eric Bristow. He ain't Eric Bristow, never will be, never gonna be, never should try to be. Be Peter Wright. That guy's a 2-time world champion and a multiple major winner. Do not get him someone. Listen, of all the people I know that I couldn't rattle or get involved in a war of words with, it's Luke Humphries. He's too nice.
Number 1, and he will be the favourite for that match against the 2-time.
Oh, he's a favourite. In
this match, Ratajski is the number 31 seed. His ranking has slipped over the last couple of years. Still playing pretty well, but it's Doets who's on 112. He had to get his first leg of the contest at the start of set number 2. Big 20 followed by a small 1. 17s, they cooperate. He gets 3 of them to leave tops. Ratajski needs 150 to steal the leg away. First start incoming, gets a 60. Where does he go next? Stayed on the 60. That's a change of plan for him. He's usually quite traditional in going for the treble 18, no matter what his opponent's on.
Yeah, that would tell me on in practice today. He's been following the dart 1 into the treble 20 as Doets misses 3 at tops, and that was the first 3 darts at the double he's had in a match.
He's going to pay the penalty for that. Ratajski on 52. He takes out 52 in 2. So, case in point right there. What can you not do against Ratajski?
Miss.
There you go. You will get punished. Just going back to what you were saying about Peter Wright, he shouldn't be Eric Bristow. Well, Krzysztof Ratajski is not trying to be Andrew Galotta. No low blows, no voicing of opinion, no nothing, no posturing. He plays darts, he leaves. He is a master at doing that.
Yeah, he's like some kind of silent assassin, isn't he? You could put him in one of them type of Liam Nicholson type films. He's just got that way about him, and he's all business, but always says hello and goodbye, and that's about it.
I think that's all he knows in English, comfortably. There's actually only one Polish word that I know when he wins a tournament. Gratulacja. Means congratulations.
I like that.
That's
Sounds
it.
lovely, that. It's got a bit of an Italian about it, hasn't it?
The way I say it. 271 Ratajski. 386 Doets. He's already losing ground. That first dart's got to be better. It is here. What can he do with it? Only a ton. This game is not going well for him.
No, he's a set down, a leg down. He's on 286. Ratajski's on 213. Ratajski single 20, but it's under. That's okay for him because he adjusts as he does there into the treble 20. Comes for cover. I like that play down to 114. Doets needs 2 trebles and he's 2 singles in.
Would you rather have 114 than 113?
114.
I'd like you to explain why, if Ratajski hits this, because he might. 60 hit, but he's missed the 14. How ironic.
I'll tell you why, it's all top of the board, that's all. Just weight of throw, more confident than up and down and across, or up, down and up. But no damage done for Ratajski. He's left double 16. Doets back on 228. Ratajski a set up and a leg up.
Double for the man who loves it more than most. Not this time. Misses it inside to double 8. He now has a guide on the outside. Can he use it? He uses it to perfection and gets it with dart number 3. 2-0 in set 2. I'm going to be careful in what I say here, because we have passed, people have dominant two-set starts in championships like this, and they think, this guy isn't playing very well. This is going to beat me today. All of a sudden, they come off the top a little bit and they don't concentrate as much as they did at the early portion of the match. This is where Ratajski can be tested. If he passes the test, he's going to cause havoc potentially for Krzysztof in the next round.
Well, back to a poker reference. He sort of slow rolls aces, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's the guy that calls.
Yeah, or calls, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be on the button. He'll just call with aces, and then if somebody else does a somewhat pinch raise, have it all
on then. What have you got? And that's the way he plays this game.
There's another squeezing reference in there, I think. Must be the tail of the tape in this match. 230 Ratajski staying in the 20s. Gets 60 to leave 170. And again, Doets, who is a renowned big scorer when he's on form, he's not getting anywhere near trebles here until dart 3 here, where he gets a treble 18. But 216 for the Dutchman. 170 for Ratajski. He's got 6 darts from here to get 2 sets in the bag without losing.
It's 216. Needs something big, something quick. 20, single 19. Single 19, it's not enough, me old pal. It's down to 158, but 110 for the set to lead 2 sets to love.
There's your treble 20. In comes your single 18. 32 left, double 16. And pushes the inside wire.
Shuddered, didn't it?
This would be some way to save the set. 2 treble 20s needed. There's one of them from Doets. Doesn't get another, but it was a very positively thrown dart. But that might be that for set number 2. The Polish Eagle on double 8, which has been really good to him in this match. One for you, all of you statos out there. The second set took him 51, just like the first one.
You know what, Nico? I've seen that in set play. I've seen people average the same, but I don't think I've seen a player go 51 darts, 88, 41. He hasn't done it the same way. In set 1, 17, 18. In set 2, 17, 18, 16. Darts, it's the same average. Well, he was from 7. He was a little bit better this time. 3 from 6. So it's not bang on identical. It's better. Yeah, that's the epitome of how reliable and solid Ratajski is. It's a little bit in terms of his normal number, which is Krzysztof 95 Ratajski. But in fairness, Doets has been poor, been absolutely ordinary. 3 darts that are double in the old match. They came in 1 leg, and he's averaging 81. It's not going to trouble Ratajski, and he's coasting right now.
Yeah, when you're 81 in the last 32 match at the World Championship, you've got to gobble that up, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd be expecting to play someone averaging above that in round 1 of the World Championships. Never mind, like I say, in the round of 32. Great opportunity for Ratajski. Great opportunity to really end the year, which will pretty much start the year on a massive positive note, because it has been a tough time. I can't remember him being this low ranked, Nico. He was going in the upward trajectory.
If Ratajski gets a win in this game, he will return to number 31 in the world provisionally. But if you're going to have a huge improvement in your world ranking post this tournament, you've got something maybe that you've never done before. So in order to get top 16, which Krzysztof was in for quite some time when he was making the final of the World Match Play, for example, and winning European Tour events like he has done in 2019 and in 2023 in Gibraltar and in Jena in Germany. If you want to be that top 16 guy again, you've got to start having deep runs in this again, and that's been the difference with. He went 5-6 years, constantly winning on the tour at least once, winning. So that needs to change.
Yeah, I think we got. It's close to years, isn't it, since he had any kind of, well, certainly picking up a title, but even those deep runs have been few and far between there. But in this current makeup, you've got to be going deep and winning things to maintain just a top 32 position. Never mind where he was a top 16 player, but you sort of see why. But as the landscape changed a bit now, Nico, is sort of typically level-headed and steady away Ratajski type of play no longer relevant in the sport?
Well, we don't want to have players who are all flair players. We want people who do the right things all the time. We need people like Krzysztof, and he is still the best player in Poland, best player in Eastern Europe, you could say. We need consistent players who can do this kind of thing if your opponent does not turn up, which Kevin Doets has not. But I think it's fair to say over the last couple of years we're starting to get more high averaging players day in, day out, and maybe that's the reason why Ratajski's not won tournaments and has slipped to number 31 in the world. Yeah,
I think we players that is halting his potential runs at it may be in stages round 1 or round 2. He's not able to get into his stride and go deep in tournaments. I mean, he's still averaging 94 for the, sitting about 94 for the season. So
yeah, 94.33 his seasonal average before this tournament started. But of course the European Tour, that changed. Getting into those has become more difficult. Had a huge effect on his ranking. 2 treble 20s to start set 3 for Krzysztof. And there it is, a 180 from him. And that is a message to Doets, as if to say, if you don't improve, you're going to lose. But here we go. A 180 back from Doets, and there it is.
This one started to catch fire. Only single 20. Again, 20. He's just so steady.
Does he know that you call him Ratty, by the way? Oh, it was only 4 perfect darts for Doets. We call him Kevin, because his name's Kevin, but you're the only person I know who calls Krzysztof Ratty. It's an affectionate nickname.
It is, yeah. It's not just a little bit easier to do than just a bit quicker. Especially if I use his full name, then be over at this rate. Especially if I tried to spell it. 82 after 9 gets to 25. 57 left. Tops needed for a 12-dart hold. Oh, that would have been beautiful.
You've got to give Ratajski credit. Doets has been the better scorer in this leg, and he's taken it in 11 darts. Somebody's walking him up. Unbelievable stuff from Kevin, but that is a leg he could have easily lost, with Ratajski missing double top for a 12. Somebody had a word with him in his own head, because nobody else can talk to him. Sometimes you've got to talk to yourself in a positive manner so you can kick on. Doets, if he does not kick on in this mini session, he could be out by the 4-set break.
Well, you're seeing it why we rate both of them so high. That 11 darter from Kevin Doets is something we've seen, maybe not frequently, but we've seen from him. That's
What's been your favourite fancy dress of the World Championship so far? Have you seen anything different?
44.
No, I don't think. I think on my way home, no, I didn't see it in on the night. I think it's the one regularly at Blackpool, the seagull and the chips, where the seagull is attacking the chips. That's probably my favourite. That was happening on the crossing as I was trying to get back to the hotel, so we nearly had some squash chips and a squash seagull, because I was in a bit of a hurry to get home.
34.
Just squashed 184 down to 50, and the 50 is what Kevin Doets was hoping to have on a 1-3. Doesn't get it. So Krzysztof comes back to break back, possibly in 14 darts on double 16. Hits it right at the top. This guy just panics. Honestly, if the sirens went off, he would just say, "What's that?"
Yeah, the smoke alarms could go off, and he'd go, "You just carry on, lads. You just finish this game."
The person you want as a firefighter.
Yeah, he's calm, isn't he? He's stoic. He's business. I like him. I got a lot of time for him. Even though we don't talk to each other, that's here and there.
I like people like that, though.
Yeah, I don't mind them.
You know, they get into it too much, and they just think, "Hello."
Yeah, they
goodbye.
don't bother or annoy me because they don't talk to me. It's ideal.
What does that say about us?
I know.
Maybe we talk too much for him, and he just doesn't want to talk to us.
Probably.
Well, Kevin's full of a word or two. A very, very polite young man. Great dart player.
Nice kid.
Really, really lovely. Right now, I'm sure, with him biting his bottom lip, he's not pleased with the situation he's in right now.
Well, he's not far off from being in a whole world of trouble. 2-0 down in a race to 4 isn't too much to hold back. But 3-0 down against a player like Ratajski, it will feel like he has to pull an Arctic up that Ali-Pali hill.
96.
Hard enough just to walk up that hill.
Yeah.
Just ask most of the fans, especially. Good job it's not icy. Well, that's ice cold from Doets, who gets another maximum.
Yeah, that's his third of this set.
Ratajski's on 148 though, with a 60. Doesn't get another one. Probably should have got one.
Yeah, the way it was positioned in the treble 20 was perfect. 40 for the third break of throw in the set. Double. Oh dear, oh dear.
Doubles have let him down when he's had a shot. He's 1 from 6. Krzysztof on 48 is back in the bottom left corner. Bad news for Kevin. Well, he's hit single eight after a wild deflection. My word, that might even fall out the board. It's a good job he's got to go to double 12, nowhere near it. And he's nowhere near the... That did not go to plan. That could be a turning point in this match. As Doets hits double 16 and goes 2-1 up in set 3.
Yeah, and the third consecutive break of throw, Nico, in this set. Winning legs, leg one, dart break of throw for Doets, a 14 for Ratajski, and then a 16 for Doets after watching Ratajski fluff his lines a bit.
You and I actually visited Poland this year at the Poland Darts Masters, and we have not stopped talking glowingly about Poland.
Yeah, beautiful, wonderful place with absolutely beautiful people, literally. Yeah, I'm going back next year. I've been asked to go back and do the comms, and I just can't wait. I love the only negative is I was only there for 4 days. That was the only negative. I'd only be there for 4 weeks, if I'm honest. But
yeah, and they love their darts. They've packed out an arena in Gliwice, which held 10,000 people.
Yeah, that's what, and they could have sold. I mean, that arena we played in was originally used, or has been used, for the, when they do all the jumps on the motorbikes and all that. That's how big this place is. Old 17,000, and it's going to be opened up even more next year. I loved it over there. And walking around the town and the darts, I was like, what's going on here?
50 from Doets from 170. So he's on Shanghai 20s to win the set. Ratajski lagging for what seems time in the match. 94 for him, leaves 156, so it's set chance for Doets.
Singles found. Doesn't get the Ratajski to save the set. Wants 156, and that was a bounce out, Nico, wasn't it?
Yeah, he hit up his own darts, trying to power it and paid the penalty, but he will come back. It's with a slightly bigger number than he wanted. Second consecutive 94 visit there for Ratajski too. And Doets has got 80 left and 1 dart at tops for it. He's got a Beecher's Brook this dart over the top. And set number 3. He's finally averaging 96.5 in that set. And now we might have a game in our hands.
Kevin to throw first.
Yeah, that was interesting because he threw for the treble 20. It was probably an inch over, and he just threw an identical dart. That tells you that he understands the dynamics of his action and how his darts behave. And then he just brushed past the flight to find the tops. But yeah, he averaged 96.6 in there, 96.51 for Ratajski, so he's edging closer towards his 95 number, which is where he will end up, no matter what's happening here. Does.
So let's try and make sense of the fact, because they're tuning in on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel, thinking how on average nearly 8 points more in a set compared to winning the other 2 sets.
Because it's all relevant to as the throw. Having that extra turn in there, which is could well mean that you're
99, giving you 138.
Using more darts, which brings your...
Doets has got 138 here, and double 12 is just missed for a 12 darter.
He's flying now, isn't he?
Certainly is. Hit a massive visit to leave that 138. So he will come back for double 6 with Ratajski sitting on tops, just putting the pressure on, just in case there's any outer ring misery. Misses double 6 twice on the outside. Dart 3 hits. Starting to feel it, showing it with his facial expressions and his gesticulations.
Yeah, and he's just reminding Ratajski that, hang on a minute, pal, you're in a game here, where it looked like he wasn't.
Some dart players over the years have been Olympian sleepers, literally, as in when they want to go to sleep at night. Gary Anderson is a great example of that. Mark Webster's another one.
Kevin Payne, like.
But in games like this, you can't go to sleep. If you do for a period of 10 minutes against a fast player, you can easily lose 2 sets in a row.
Yeah, it will be over in a blink of an eye, or it'll feel that way. Ratajski just wants to steady the ship here. He wouldn't have minded losing that set, lose the next set. But Kevin Doets back in the red bit, 2 in, make that 3 in. He's now starting to feel it.
What happened in that break after set 2? Because he's a tour player. It's like the first 2 sets. There was an imposter on the stage. He's got 140 left after 9 darts here to make it 2-0 in set 4. Ratajski sitting on 160, but the 140, just the 1 treble though, so he'll leave tops again.
Yeah, this is a break of throw opportunity. He'll be thrown in the next leg to wrap the set up and level the match. Sets apiece.
Oh, how things are changing. Tops for hits it immediately, averaging 107 in this 4th set. He's going up to another notch right now. Beautifully thrown, central portion of the tops. That break of throw gives him 3 opportunities. 4th set in the bag.
Yeah, Ratajski, he's hovering around about 92, but he's probably taken 2, maybe 2.5 points off that average. But the big change is where Doets was, where he was hovering around the mid-80s. He's now averaging 91 in the match, so he's on par with whatever Ratajski's doing.
Here's one for you. It's a little bit alternative, but there is a little bit of evidence to back it up. Jeffrey de Graaf, good friend of Kevin Doets, he's in the next round after beating Paulo Nobrega this afternoon, live on the talkSPORT channel. He's played better as a Swede as he ever played as a Dutchman. I'm sure that will be a narrative when he plays Michael van Gerwen in his next game tomorrow, which will be live on talkSPORT 2. Kevin Doets plays better with a fringe. He used to sweep his hair to the side. He's a good player. Since he decided to brush it it is and has a fringe, he's been a better player. First time he's made the tournament. Evidence doesn't lie. Welcome to CSI talkSPORT.
Well, Ratajski's has never changed, is it?
No, he just walks into the bar and says the usual.
short back and size.
38. Kevin, you require 106.
Now, Ratajski leaves 90, but Doets has got 106 for 3-0 in the fourth set. 60. Comes! It is 2! What a great comeback from Kevin Doets. And when they go backstage for a little bit of a... I think Krzysztof will be shell-shocked that he is now in a level game when things were so simple. In the first couple of sets, he won 6 straight legs, and then after that, he's only won 1. Next.
Yeah, Doets has won 6 from 7. It started set 3, come out, hit a max, 11 dart breaker throw, and it was a good leg from both. I think Ratajski missed a dart double for a 12. Lost in 14, and then it's been all Doets. 16, 18, 15, 13, 15. 4 amongst all of that. A 106 checkout, 15 darts. He averaged nearly 105 in the set. Ratajski and Doets are locked at 2-2. The have now closed pretty much up together, Nico. 92.62, sorry, 92.63 for Ratajski, 90.86.
This really stupid question, but I'm going to ask it anyway. After set 2, who's the match?
Ratajski by an absolute mile.
Exactly. Who's the favourite now?
Ratajski. No. No, you're right. It's the swing in set play is just fascinating. I think that's what engrosses so many people, because it looks like it's going one way, and then like literally we got look down, look up. Oh, it's 2 sets all. And listen, if you're going to talk about momentum and level of play, you've got to make Doets' favourite now from here.
That's correct.
Ratajski has the darts. That's going to be key. If Doets breaks throw in leg 1, he's going to build on this momentum he has of winning, like you say, 5 on the spin.
The problem is for Ratajski is that the output from Kevin Doets is low, even high 70s in the first 2 sets. Something has clicked. He's gone to the mid-90s in set 3, but then almost 105 in set 4. I wonder if this break has come at exactly the wrong time for Kevin.
Yeah, I think it would have chances to really sort of just keep riding that crest of a wave. He's hit 5 180s to Ratajski's 1. The 140 column is identical, 7 apiece. The doubling attempts, 17 for Ratajski, 7 hit, 14 for Doets, 6 hit. So a slight improvement on Ratajski's doubling percentage, but all in all, this is a real, well, it's what we expected, it's what we wanted. After 2 sets, it just looked like typical Ratajski, and he was just gonna cruise along and end the night with a mid-90s. And to back that up, 88-41 in set 1, 88-41 in set 2, identical. And then we started to see do Ratajski things. 96-51 in set 3, didn't win it, won 1 leg. 97-76, so an improvement again, didn't win a leg at all.
Looking at this section of the draw, this comes from quarter number 3. Doets or Ratajski will play Chris Dobie in the next round. That will be tomorrow. All remaining sessions after this afternoon will be live on talkSPORT 2, and then come the semi-finals and the final, which will be on January the 3rd. The semis on January 2nd, both played in the evening session. They will be live on talkSPORT. Myself, Paul Yasser, Nicholson, Chris Mason, Ian Danter and Mark Wilson will join us too. Yeah, and tomorrow we will record in the morning our 3rd of 4 podcast specials called Aces and Arrows. Myself, Nico, Dance and Mark Wilson will be off to London to record that first thing in the morning. That will be up on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, not the darts one, just the main one. That will be up there some point tomorrow afternoon, early evening. If you've not watched any of those, make sure you go over to the talkSPORT channel and subscribe, and make sure you check out the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, give us a thumbs up. Lots of content on there. Well, you get the clippets of interviews when we're on air, but all the extended interviews in full are available there, plus other bits of fun content here and there.
Game on.
Well, we're about to find out who will play Krzysztof in the next round. But how long will it take? It could take 2 sets. It might take 3 with a little bit of extra at the end. If it's anything like the Cincinnati Bengals-Broncos game last night, we're going overtime.
Oh, did they have a bit of
58.
It was
a bit of extra time in that one?
Drama-filled with a Bo Nix long pass towards the end to get Denver level, and then good old Joe Burrow for Cincinnati. Can you sense the disdain in my voice because I'm a Steelers fan?
I can a little bit, mate. Yeah. There's a bit of bitterness in there, some salted chocolate, and had that kind of feel to it.
Stop it, you're making me hungry. Right, who's hungry on the stage then? 3-4-7 Doets, 2-7-8 Ratajski, and the key thing, like you mentioned, Mace, he's got the darts in set number 5 here. He's got to make it count.
Yes, he's got to utilise those darts and just put some kind of stop to the forward momentum of Kevin Doets. He's down to 290. Ratajski at the hockey, 138. Leg 1 at 5. It's 2 sets apiece. 40 scored. Gets a ton to leave 38. I'm not sure. Does he go? He does usually go for it, doesn't he?
Dice rolling. Does he go 6-6-6 for double 19?
He might now. He's got all the time in the world because Doets back on 2-3-4.
Straight for it. Well, it makes sense because he's hit it with his second dart.
Well, hey, listen, if you hit it, you're right. It's only you're wrong if you miss.
So true.
96.
You look like a genius if you hit it. If you miss it, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah. Shouldn't have gone that way.
Yeah,
what do you do that for?
Bottom of the 60 to start this leg for Krzysztof. Treble 3 with the last dart. That's the treble 20 from Australia, down under.
Right in the corner as well. Superly unfortunate. Ton from Doets down to 305. It's 2 sets apiece. Ratajski did lead 2 sets to 0. But Kevin Doets, to his credit, is pegged back.
Having said that, I know it's early, but this is the Kevin Doets from sets 1 and 2. He's thrown very few visits of quality so far in set 5, and he's already in a position where he can be punished. Ratajski 2-7-2, looking for 102 points here. Treble 19. Should go bull with the last start and didn't.
Just about to say, Nico, bull's the shot, wouldn't it? Would have been 102. Would have left 170. Kevin Doets 2-1-6, 20, treble 20. Been punished, Nico, hasn't he? If you did it the treble 19, we would have told him it's the wrong shot.
I'm going to paraphrase Raymond van Barneveld here. Come on, guys, it's the World Championship. You got to do the right things at the right times. And Krzysztof didn't do the right thing at that time. They've both got 76. Doets has got tops for 1-1.
He's done the right thing, Nico. 15 dart hold.
And you do question if not using the mental calculator in your head to get to that 170 mark or better, whether it could have been a very different situation if he had used the bullseye with his last dart. Most likely not. However, you've always got to give yourself the chance. That's what this game is all about.
It is. It's all about giving yourself. It's like, again, another poker reference. It's about giving yourself outs, Nico.
In golf, stop missing the green. In cricket, stop bowling wides.
In darts, stop having trebleless visits.
Don't leave bogey numbers. I did actually have Rod Harrington in the building about 10 days ago. He used to say, don't miss the big number. He was right. We've seen so many big numbers missed in this championship, and it's nothing to do with skill. It's got to do with anxiety, pressure situations. 268 Doets only scores 58, utilising 2 sections of the board there, only with singles. Krzysztof 20 points better off at 119. It's coming down fast.
Yeah, treble 20's found. It's low, perfect. It's followed. Ah, that's beautiful. Absolutely stunning visit. 174 to leave double 8.
And which double on the board has been his best of the match? Double 8, which he has right now. And he's got a marker as well. He shouldn't miss this. And he doesn't. And breaking news from the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Chris Mason, what is averaging?
95 exactly. Krzysztof 95. Ratajski.
If he's got a social media handle, it should say Ratajski 95.
Absolutely. AVE at the end.
96.
It's better than being an 85 average person. That's for sure. Well, Doets is in a bit of peril here. This is not a brilliant start to leg 4 of set 5. He's only on 3-6-1 after 6. Ratajski on 4-0-5 is finding the 60 with darts 2. Start 3. He's on 310. Back comes Kevin. 3-6-1 has got to come down, but it's only a ton. When they're chanting this, Mace, I wonder who they're referencing, because apparently someone loses wherever they go.
All right.
Usually when there's a Scottish player on the stage, they reference Scotland or a Welsh player. Well, we've got a Polish player against a Dutch player.
Yeah, they don't get battered everywhere they go.
91. 170.
Both on 170. Yeah. We've only got 2 in the top. One from Nick Kenny and one from Joe Cullen. We're not going to get another here from Ratajski.
Yeah, one was to win the set, this one. The other one's to stay in the set, and that's a great adjustment and a great recovery from Ratajski. He's left 52 just in case. And the shot's on.
260s, bullseye! 170, number 3 of the tournament. And like Chris Mason has just... That was to stay in the set. Incredible. Just amazing from Kevin Doets. But Ratajski didn't even flinch. He just said, we've got another leg to play.
He's basically saying, right, do it again. Do it again, you're going to have to.
That's what 170 checkouts do. They get you fans. They're singing Kevin Doets. Kevin Doets.
They don't win your fixtures, though, and he's just started with 58. Ratajski started with 99, follows it up with 137.
Well, if Ratajski wins this leg in 12 or 15, just call him the Silent. It's the nickname of great Canadian player Jeff Smith. But that laser focus of Ratajski has not changed a bit. If anything, it's gone up a notch since that 170 checkout from Kevin.
Oh, he's fully aware of that now that he's in a proper game of darts. Will feel like a must-win set, and I think it is. Doets is one of them kind of players. Once he's in there and he starts to pop, he could do damage.
2 sets all, 2 legs all, 167
Parity.
each. Incredible stuff. And Ratajski with a 131 to leave 36. This will be outrageous. 167 not going to be found to back up the 170 to keep this set alive. Krzysztof on double 18 has got set 5 destiny sitting in his palm. Top right corner of the board. Just misses outside. Dart number 2 hits the target, and a massive reaction from the Polish Eagle. How impressive was that? A 14 darter when he's been hit with a tree trunk in leg 4. That was stunning from Poland's best ever player.
Yeah, it's just such a great response, isn't it? And even in that set, he had everything thrown at him, but still produced a set average of 108.05.
Amazing. And that great reaction. I can only imagine him celebrating something very Polish in that moment, apart from winning the contest. It's like the Kielbasa trucks just arrived. Or Robert Lewandowski's just scored a hat, something like that.
I'm trying to think of some
Kielbasa sausages.
Yeah, but there is something else that
they like pierogies.
Yes.
Potato dumplings.
Yes.
Really good for the filling up.
I did sample them while I was there.
Oh, you'd like those, they're covered in butter.
Yeah. Very gouty, Nico.
Well, now that everything's settled down just a little bit after set 5, which was thrilling.
41.
What's going to happen next? Are we going to go the distance in this game?
It's got the feeling about it, hasn't it? What was my...
Well, in the 180s, Doets is winning by 6-1. Ratajski isn't noted as a big maximum hitter, but on 2-2-1 here, he's looking to bring it down to 81 with a 140.
Yeah, my tip was over 5.5 sets. That's already in the bag.
77.
Doets on a jump part, finish of 77 on tops. Misses it low, and Ratajski has 126 to put himself within 2 legs of the last 16. 419s and bull needed, but this is a very difficult, and finds a miraculous 57 for the bull. Oh my word! Somebody wake me up. It might be 2019 again, because this is Ratajski.
Second leg, Krzysztof to throw first.
My time machine works, miss.
Well, that was stunning, wasn't it? A 15 dart breaker throw, a 126 on the ball. Every little metric you look at, he's not the most prolific 140 hitter in the world, but he certainly racks up them sort of 2 treble 134s, 137s, 140s, 180s, still on 1. Just goes to show you don't need them, do you?
No, you don't. Not in matches like this. But that 126 check out from Krzysztof to get the first leg of the 6th set. The best dart wasn't the bull. It was the treble 19 with dart 2, because it was covered. It was a remarkable dart. And now I think Doets is wounded.
Yeah. He's done that on the treble 20 a couple of times today, where you think, well, I'd come out, but he can maneuver around. Another 140 down to 87 after 9. He's averaging 114 in this set, Paul.
Do you know what? I've only seen Krzysztof play at this level in a couple of matches in his career. The Gibraltar Darts Trophy in 2019, when he hammered Daryl Gurney and hammered Dave Chisnell, but that's an 11 darter. What a set! 26 darts for the first 2 legs of what could be the final set, and Doets really has got his back against the wall now.
Yeah, he'd done a job on Super Chin that day, didn't he, in Gibraltar?
Averaged nearly 110. And in the final, it wasn't even close. Krzysztof was on another planet. That was his first European Tour success. He had to wait another 4 years for another in winning the German Open, beating Stephen Bunting in the final. But my word, he's been on the ropes in his career quite a lot over the last couple of years. He's been tested mentally, but he might be back. This might be the performance that says that Krzysztof could go as deep in a Worlds as he's ever been. Chris Dobie awaits.
97.
Yeah, that's a fascinating clash. Whoever gets through it out of this one at the moment, it looks to be Ratajski. 3-4-5 Doets, 93 off of that. 3-4-6 Ratajski, minus these. He leads 3 sets to 2 and 2 legs to 0 in this 6th set. Needs 1 more leg.
50.
Only 50 from Ratajski, and he leaves 296, so Doets has got a lifeline here. This is not the final set. Doets has to win the next 3 legs to take us to that final set. In sets 3 and 4, Kevin hit Ratajski and sink, and then back comes the pole and hits Kevin with a bathtub. 204 Ratajski. Kevin's got a bit of breathing time in this set on 156. Small 20 and a treble 4, so 32 scored, leaves 124.
Has to be careful though.
51.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, maybe he's thinking, if I get a 19, which he did, I will go tops, and he's more likely to hit that in his own mind than maybe going for a treble.
Good point.
What does he do? He goes for a treble. So single 19, no treble 18,
57.
and no treble 20 as well. It's come up 2 visits. 48, but it's 146 for Ratajski to win the match. First dart is a treble 20, and he should stay there. The guide is perfect, and he's over, so he doesn't get a shot at double 13, and Doets now has a chance to save the match with 98 points less than Ratajski started off with right here. You better hit it, Kevin. Krzysztof is sitting on double 8, and he doesn't miss that very much at all. Kevin, 48-2. Simply hit. And now he's got to draw on all of the experience he had in that Michael Smith game.
Yeah. He has to find something, because Ratajski starts with a treble. Oh, he's got away with it there. Only a ton for Ratajski. So Doets, 2 single 20s. Oh dear.
What is it about the doubling from the last couple of days? Yesterday, in the afternoon, the entire group of players were 52% on doubles.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's one of the most ridiculous doubling displays we've seen in any session in any World Championship. In this game, you've got Doets on 50%. He's losing by 3 sets to 2. And Ratajski, 21 legs in, is on 48%. This benchmark has definitely gone up in this tournament.
Yeah, certainly the doubling, for sure. And I'm not sure if it's a sustained hit of 180s, but everyone just seems to be hitting them this year. The record was 950 something last year. That's going to get smashed.
Well, Littler is top of the Ballon d'Art standings, but that's not a fair reflection, because he's only played 2 games. Some guys have played 3. But at the end of the first game tonight, we will have the last 16. We only have 15 players left in this tournament. In 245 points time, Krzysztof is hoping it's only 18. He leaves 1 again to win the match. Doets on 283, needs to be big. It is going to be big. The biggest of the lot.
All of them are max to leave 103. Ratajski gets the treble 20. Oh, it should stay there. It's open peg. Double 13.
Ratajski misses a match start at double 13, just to the left of target. And that is a severe warning to Kevin Doets. If you want to survive, this 103's got to be found. Treble 3 start. 94. Treble 18. Gets it. Double top. The skin saver is high by an inch.
Well, credit to him for even getting a dart.
Ratajski missed double 13 to win this set by 3 legs to 1, and the match 4-2. But the chance is still alive. Double 4 for the to win. He smiles a little bit. Maybe he knows he's going to hit it, but he's missed double 4. Double 2. Crowd on his back. They want Doets to get back into this.
He's going to get back into it. Can't see him missing. Ratajski absolutely fuming.
Listen to that. Now listen to this. Do you need us to tell you that Kevin Doets just hit tops to make it 2-2 in set 6? Because he did. The crowd want more. He was hoping this was over. It isn't yet. Doets has got the darts in leg number 5. Shades of his previous round match with Michael Smith. And the crowd are chanting Doets' name.
Yeah, fabulous. To this set to level things up at 2-2, but only starts with 58. Can Ratajski do damage? Well, he gets 2 trebles, but the treble 7s for just 62.
A few years ago, Mace, there was a game on this stage between a Swede and an English player. It was Steve Beaton against Magnus Carus. Carus was cruising at 2 sets to love up, and he was on match darts. The crowd got in his back. He ended up losing the match. It was only best of 5 sets. Beaton won the last 3 sets. Refused to let him win. You've got to be strong at the finish.
Only 59, 3-2-6. Ratajski, 407, a leggy knee. Win the match by 4 sets to 2. Otherwise, it's going to get all very twitchy if this one goes to a deciding set.
Only 46.
Not enough.
Could have been a lot worse, though. Ratajski on 3-6-1 after 9. Doets only 3-26. He's got 2 single 20s and a single 19. So Ratajski needs something like a ton to get back into this leg. It's very edgy. It is drama-filled. Who's going to win this leg? It's game on or game over. Great 140 from Krzysztof to leave 2-2-1.
Thought he was going to fill it, Nico. Had a feeling, had the look. It was all low. The darts land completely opposite to those of Doets that sit up beautifully. Ratajski's more like the tailor below horizontal, but he's found the treble and another. This is big.
Consecutive 140s from Ratajski. The crowd hoping that Doets hits 167. He's got a 60 just south of that 57 bed. He leaves 68 and prays to himself that Krzysztof does not finish 81, because if he does, Doets will be out. Small 19 leaves 62. Big 12 leaves bullseye for Krzysztof. And this time he does not find it. 4 mismatched darts in set 6. Krzysztof is keeping it together for now, but 3,500 strong. Want a little bit more of Doets. There it is. There's the 60. Double 4. We're going all the way out. talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel.
Doets, there it is. Real. There was nearly an 11-point swing in the average, but it is Doets who somehow, and I'm not sure how, has won that step to take us to a decider. And Ratajski, well, starts with a...
That's one of the best retrievals of a 180 I've ever seen from Ratajski. The third dart goes in and it hovers, and then he usually takes them out with his left hand. He takes his right hand and says, come here. Get out the board before you fall down. What is it about Doets and drama? Like salt and vinegar, they go together perfectly.
He just loves it, doesn't he?
That's going to be his new nickname. He's not going to be Hawkeye anymore. He's going to be Drama Queen.
DQ. To go with his darting IQ. 227 plays 221. Ratajski from 221, treble 20. It's 3 sets apiece. This is the opening leg, and he finds another 2 treble. 81 after 9.
Well, if you're just joining us, Ratajski won the first 6 legs of the contest. First 2 sets in the bag. Then Doets turned up, made it 2-2. It was 3-2 Ratajski. Match darts missed by Ratajski to win 4-2, and now it's 3-3. This game is like a Newton's cradle, and it's double 13 again for Krzysztof, and he misses it again left.
In our earlier game, De Graaf got the better of Nebreda. Quite a low-key affair. This is anything but low-key.
4. If you don't get that reference, you don't like comic books as much as we do. Double 4 for Krzysztof. Shades of the previous leg. He hits double 4. He is keeping it together. In this final set, you've got to win by 2 clear legs. If it goes to 2-2, the referee will talk to the audience and explain what will happen next. You can win this set by 3 legs to 0, 3 legs to 1, but if it goes to 2-2, you've got to then still win by 2 clear legs. If it goes to 5-all, it will be a 1-leg shootout. I've never liked the vernacular of sudden death. It seems a bit morbid. That's anything but morbid. An 8th maximum for Doets, which leaves him on 2-6-4. Ratajski back 3-6-1, but that's coming down rapidly. There's nobody in this place right now shouting for Ratajski. He's like Russell Crowe in Gladiator, up against the big guy with the horned helmet.
93.
But he doesn't care.
No.
Are you not entertained, Ali Pali, because the pole is ahead? However, he's on a bogey number of 168, so he's not perfect.
82.
Yeah, not too much damage. 82 for Doets. He's down to 122, so 168. We have had a fair few ton plus finishes in this one. A 126 from Ratajski, a 106 from Doets. That beautiful 170.
122. Hit by Chris Dobie earlier in the tournament, which galvanised his first game. Not going to be hit by the Dutchman. 46, leaves him on 76. Krzysztof now for 2-0 in the final set. This is to break 128. Single 18 leaves 110. 60 in bull. It is the bullseye for the pole. Just a little bit over the top. Another warning for Doets. Can he hang on again on 76?
He's hanging on by his fingernails.
Double angle of the right-hand side. He can hit that double top from any position on the stage. 1-1 in the final set now. You've got to throttle us in, Mace. I think we're going to need them.
Wow. How is he just hanging in there? Talk about hanging tough. Ratajski's been all over him like a rash.
Doets, in this 7-set match, which it is now 55% on double. And just to put that into some sort of perspective, yesterday when it was Searle and Joyce, Searle was in the 50% range, Joyce was 62%. That's a 140 from Doets to add to his 134 start. Fair to say at this point, he's actually favoured for the match.
Yeah, Ratajski, unless he can fill this, is in a world of trouble.
Oh my. We know that dart players can do this under huge pressure. Watching from a distance, and you haven't done it in a while like we have, Mace, you do wonder how they're doing this.
Yeah. Well, you wonder how they ever lose a game. It's remarkable. Single 20 for Ratajski from 206. Single 19, needs a treble. Gets one with his last start in treble 18. Needs 113, but Doets 167. 60's in.
57 is not. And there's a hush at Alexandra Palace at the top of the hill. 113 for Krzysztof. If he doesn't get this, he's in real trouble. Single 20 leaves 93. Second dart is a treble 19. Double 18 is monstrous for Krzysztof. Not up to the challenge this time, and doubles have cost him a lot in the last 15 minutes. Double 14 for Doets. Misses it inside. Last dart in hand. Misses double 7 twice. Krzysztof will be back for 8.
Is that opportunity missed? Ratajski, when he blocks it out, he's going to have to pick high or low. He's tried high, he'll have to go low.
Blocked it and made it very hard to find. Almost impossible. 3, and Doets is going to split 14. 6, 4 to lead this match. For the first time! He's had to wait until leg 26 to lead this game. He was 2 sets to 0 down. He was 3 sets to 2 down. And now up. And he's got the darts to win it.
Remarkable how quick things can change. Ratajski averaging 95.03, where he's been for a while, but he has sort of stagnated. I don't recall it. I remember missing shots on right in and around the 60 in the treble 19. If you look at the doubling stats, Nico, he's had 37 goes at a double, 10 more than Doets, but it's 13 legs apiece.
Doets looks fresh.
He does.
Krzysztof looks fresh. They could go again and probably have just as good a match. To their darting engines, but Ratajski is now starting to feel the dust of Doets, who might not even need a tiebreaker to win this contest to set up a clash with Chris Dobie tomorrow.
Yeah, he's down with 2-8. Ratajski needs a max. He's on 3-8-5. Gets a treble, doesn't follow. Needs a treble. Doesn't get it. Down at 2-8-5. 83. Well, sorry, 77's the lead for Doets. The red bit. He'd love to fill it. There's 2 in. Oh, it's even better, Nico.
168 in his 4th visit of the 4th leg of set 7 to set up tops for the match. And Krzysztof Ratajski from Poland, who has had multiple match darts himself, can do absolutely nothing about it. Kevin Doets his tops once, but not twice. He's done it again. Incredible. That one will sting Ratajski. He should have won it by 4 sets to 2. He knows that. But maybe Kevin Doets is Houdini in disguise. By 4 sets to 3. And when he had match darts, not miss. And on the outer, a more impressive player. But how impressive is it to see? Never been to the last before, now making the last 16. Krzysztof was watching Chris Mason. He goes 3-0 up against this guy. You cannot count him out.
No, he sustained the reliability of Ratajski, who, listen, he's just shy of 95 in terms of average. He had 8 more darts that are double than Doets, but Doets 14 from 29, just shy of 50%. And a real killer blow for Ratajski was that 180 tally, Nico. 8 for Doets, just 2. He was outplayed in vast parts, but when it got down to the down and dirty, Kevin Doets had an answer for everything.
He did. He got the crowd on side. He didn't do anything about it. He was just focusing on what he was doing, but the crowd picked him as their player, and they did in the back of Ratajski when he was on match darts. He wasn't able to find things like double bullseye. I made it spots to win by 4-2, but it just goes to show if you can turn around those small situations and just get to another set, a lot possible. Ratajski's played a wonderful game of darts today. He's played to type in this tournament and in his career for that matter, but it wasn't enough today because Ratajski has lost to Kevin Doets by 4-3. Game coming up for you live on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Thanks for your company.